The first time I saw the new move update for the Ampharos, which is now the move Brutal Swing, I was like, why do we even give this Pokemon this move? But let's find out why we give this Pokemon this move, because I already seen a lot of results from other people as well who played this Pokemon and they said it was amazing. And here we have, of course, a little bit more of a spicier team here for the beginning of the season anyway, with the Galarian Moltres. Yeah, this is it's Zapdos, Galarian Zapdos here. And also the Shadow version with, I think, Fire Fang here of a MEweedle, which is also kind of interesting to take a look at again, because most people run Fairy Wind nowadays. But, of course, I actually thought, like, okay, yeah, Brutal Swing, does it really help you? Usually you run Thunder Punch, you run Focus Blast, you run the Volt Switch on your Ampharos. Ampharos is not really the bulkiest Pokemon in any league. Doesn't really seem to make too much sense, right? I was kinda wrong, to be fair, because actually the move Brutal Swing gives you a lot more coverage, as you're going to see here now against the Kofak Regas. You're going to do way more damage against them. And also what it does is in neutral matchups, it basically does exactly the same damage as Thunder Punch. It really depends on the matchup. Of course, Thunder Punch I think usually does around one more damage point, which doesn't really matter usually too much there. I rather have the coverage move, for example, also against something like Trevenant, compared to like one more damage that I might be able to do. But otherwise, like, this move gives it so much more potential in like baiting, because yeah, Thunder Punch was cool, Thunder Punch was nice, but Thunder Punch didn't really give you extra coverage, because those Pokemon you hit with Thunder Punch anyway, you're gonna do a ton of damage already with the Shadow boosted Volt Switch here. So for me, definitely a Pokemon I kind of want to take a look at, and with this matchup here, it's going to be a little bit tough. Hopefully they get the shield here. They need to get the shield, I think. They're going to get the shield here, which is amazing, as you can still go for an Ancient Power, which you definitely shouldn't have went for. You could have got to the close combat, but actually, never mind. It does knock them out, which I didn't expect whatsoever. And we see a Mandibuzz in the back. One close combat is still coming through here. Will do a decent amount of damage, and one Brutal Swing should be enough to knock out the opponent at this point of time already. Aerial Ace comes through as a bait move for whatever reason. Maybe they're on Dark Pulse. We have to see. They're going to go for double Aerial Ace. And I actually don't know why you didn't shield there, but very nice that you can farm them all the way down. Next opponent, we will see Zapdos against Diggersby. Very good matchup for you. The opponent has to swap out eventually, because they don't really have anything that hits you here. Fire Punch, yes, can hit you for neutral damage, but at the end of the day, it's a non-step Fire Punch and doesn't really do that much. We see a Flying type coming in, most likely the Noctowl. I didn't look at it. It's the Noctowl. You're going to be able to do some nice damage against them. And what you can do here is you can let this move go through. I think this is not a Shadow Ball. Never mind, it is a Shadow Ball. I forgot that they get to this move now way faster. But what we can also see here is going to be the Focus Blast of this Pokemon, which will knock out the opponent's Diggersby. As we see a Toxapex coming in, you're still going to do some nice damage there with your fast move. And now you're kind of in a tough spot. You have your MEweedle aligned now against the opponent, which is a tough matchup here kinda, because you have to boost yourself up there with the power punches. You will be able to boost your own attack, but at the end of the day, it's a little bit tricky here, because you still kinda have to get them lower. Like, you will be able to go for another power punch, gonna get some more damage on them, but you have to farm them all the way down now. And I don't know if your Pokemon will be able to do this in time. Zapdos gonna get hit by those Brines right now. Brian would have knocked them out, of course, but you have 2 shields left. You will be able to farm them all the way down, and you still have your own MEweedle on the back, which will allow you to win this game. I'm pretty sure they were just at the move. You see a Wishcast against you. This is amazing for you again as well, because you have access to close combat. You're still a part Flying type. They have to go for one Blizzard to do any damage at you, and you will be able to go for the bait here as well, which is hilarious. They're going to go straight for the Blizzard most likely. They do, which is nice that you shielded. Also, you can avoid the Wishcast now with your backline, which is amazing, because both Pokemon in the back for you are pretty horrible against Wishcast. We will be able to see the Grimer coming in here. You can go for one close combat, at least one close combat, maybe even 2 here. Let's see if they're going to shield up. They do not shield up, and the Grimer is gone. It is kind of hilarious. You can go for another Ancient Power, which should knock out the opponent's Wishcast as well here, but they're going to shield the move up. You could shield up as well, and you're going to shield up as well. Going to be a Mud Bump, and you will be able to farm them all the way down now, having another close combat stored. We see the Krillfish coming through. Let's see how much is close combat going to do here. It's going to not knock them out, but you basically nearly swept the entire opponent with one Pokemon, and they didn't even see your last one, which is hilarious. So, good game there. Diggersby in the lead, again, very nice for you. Maybe I make a video about Diggersby. It's a little bit trickier to use nowadays, of course. Maybe with Hyper Beam. would maybe be actually the best version that you can run with it. Getting out like flying type Pokemon against you, and you still have Hyper Beam to punish them. But you will be able to destroy this Jellicent while going down there, which is actually fine for you because you wouldn't get to another move against the Diggersby anyway. We will see the Fire Punch coming through and another one coming through as well. You're going to risk it here a little bit and keep your shields for your MEweedle, which I guess is fine because you're going to be able to farm them all the way down. You have 2 moves basically stored now for the opponent. You're going to go for the Ancient Power. And this looks like a very decent matchup, especially as the opponent lets some moves go through here. This will allow you to go for another Ancient Power. They still have to throw against you. They still have to shield your moves up. And honestly, it's more like a Galarian Zapdos showcase so far. Still don't have a single Galarian bird, but also didn't really grind for them recently anymore because it just seems so pointless. You're going to shield up actually your Galarian Zapdos the entire time now because you don't want to really show the opponent your final Pokemon, I guess, which is fair. You, of course, would be able to hardwall them with the, what's it called? The MEweedle in the back there anyway. Like MEweedle resists all the moves other than Shadow Ball, and usually they don't run Shadow Ball. Horrible lead for you. You're going to go into your MEweedle, which is a weird one. Like, I don't know. I actually don't know why or what this. I mean, it's just a core breaker anyway. Like, that's definitely sure here, but like, still, it's a little bit tricky. Most likely would have stayed in and tried to go for one Ancient Power or something to try to get a shield or something, but like this, you will get this Steelix against you and you can go for one Focus Blast. I'm pretty sure they will be shielding up the next move here. You can go for the Focus Blast now. They're going to get one more fast move through, and this Focus Blast going to go unshielded. They're going to go into their Minor Bus now, and this is actually a very neutral matchup for you. You can let the first move go through, but actually you would also shield the first move. They're gonna go for the foul play, which is not the ideal play, but now you have the chance of boosting yourself up with an Ancient Power. Do we see a boost today? I haven't looked at the gameplay yet completely, so I don't know if you actually get some boost here. We see another foul play coming through, which is a weird play, but you will be able to go for another Ancient Power here, as this will do a ton of damage if it would go unshielded, but it doesn't go unshielded. But now you're still going to be able to align your Pokemon correctly. They, I guess, are single moved. We see the Pelipper coming back in here. They're going to get very, very low by the Volt Switch, and you can farm them all the way down with your Zapdos. You're going to go ahead and go for one close combat here, I think, trying to knock out the opponent's Mana Bus, and I think they're already they're surrendered at this point of time already. You're just going to go straight for the full farm down, which I don't know if it's faster than just throwing the move, but yeah, I guess the opponent didn't really want to play against you anymore. Decent-ish lead for your back nine at least, like you can deal with it. Pidgeot, of course, it's a little bit tricky, especially if they would stay in there a little bit and go for their Feather Dance. But like this, you're still going to be able to have a pretty okayish matchup. You will have the, I mean, now you don't really have a good matchup. You have the Quagsire against you. You won't be able to reach another move here, but you will be able to farm them down with your lead, I guess. And you get out of the way the ground type for your electric type in the back, which is fine. We see the Stone Edge coming through. You're going to shield up the Stone Edge. I guess it's neutral, does some damage, and you will be able to get a ton of energy here against the opponent. Seeing one charge move coming through here, I guess you're going to go shields down, or you're just going to let this move go through? You're going to let this move go through. Is it a Brave Bird? It's a Feather Dance, and you can swap out immediately into your Ampharos as you get greeted by this Aurorus, which is interesting because Aurorus is, of course, also a new buffed Pokemon. We see the Brutal Swing coming through. It's going to do some damage here as well. If it goes unshielded but doesn't go unshielded, you have to go for another Brutal Swing. I don't think you reach another charge move in time. And we will be able to, farm. You will be able to farm them down here, I think. Meteor Beam coming through. And we will see the Pidgeot coming in now as well, as this one will knock them out, and this is going to be a good game. Next opponent, we will see Steelix here. Steelix will be okayish there. But you see a Mewtwo coming in, which is not really ideal for you. Even though it's resisted, those moves, of course, of a shitty Mewtwo hurt. You have to shield it to realign. I guess you kind of want to realign because, yeah, your Pokemon in the back has literally no play against Steelix. We will see that the Steelix coming back in here. You can go for one Power Punch. This Power Punch will boost your attack, and the Fire Fang is going to add up more and more. You will put them into range where you can even go for another move there. They have to throw the charge move against you. You could have thrown your Power Punch, and I think you would have been way better off, but we see now a Frost is coming in. Do they know that you have the Brutal Swing here, or do they not know? They're most likely going to shield here though, because it does make sense to shield exactly. I think this might be a loss for you. But we have to see. We're going to see the shield coming up here. Avalanche is coming through. You can go straight for the Brutal Swing. For a 4-turn move against a 2-turn move, it doesn't really matter when you throw, but like this is fine. You're going to try to catch the move here, which I don't know if it helps you. Avalanche is going to knock you out here, of course. Can you go for the Brutal Swing in time? You can. Very good play there from you. Will be able to catch the move and you will be able to knock out the opponent's Pokemon here, as the Steelix sadly still gets to another charge move here. And this will be a loss sadly with like 1 HP on the Steelix. We have to see now what the next game going to be. We see Dragalge coming in. This is kind of neutral for you. It's not the ideal play for them because as well you're gonna get hit by the Aqua Tail pretty hard. You don't really do damage with your fast move here. Definitely the Fairy Wind would have been the better option. But you will be able to do some damage now against them as well. Still, you're going to get the Aqua Tail on you. You don't get to another move, I think. I think you can, yeah, you should have went for the Power Punch just in case the opponent might want to shield, but this is definitely an awkward scenario. Hopefully they're going to go straight for like an Outrage or something here, but they go for the Aqua Tail. Pretty sure they will have reached another one if you didn't throw the move here, so throwing is definitely fine. We will be able to go into the Ampharos now, and you see now the SCAF coming back in. It's going to be a tough one, but I think you still might be fine. You can go ahead and go for the Brutal Swing. It basically does the same amount of damage as the Thunder Punch would do. And we will see that you will be able to knock out the opponent here, actually. And you can go for another Brutal Swing. Can you reach the next one in time? I think you can, but I don't think it does do enough damage. But you actually cannot get to the next one in time. You will see the Sky Attack coming through, will knock you out. Can you get to the close combat? Still, you can. Does this knock out the opponent? I think it does. Just barely knock out the opponent's Noctowl, and yes, you will be able to win this game. Very good game there, very close at the end. Flygon in the lead. Funny one, we see that's going to be Mudshot version, which is worse for your backline, but decent for your lead. We see the Dragonclaw coming through, which does still do half of your health, which is not ideal, and you're going to go for one bait here. Not really necessary, to be fair, as you're going to see the boost coming up. We will see that the opponent going to go for another Dragonclaw. And we will see that the Hypno is coming back in here. And the Close Combat is also going to do some pretty decent-ish damage. Hopefully, but they're going to go shield up anyway, and we see the Hypno coming back here. Hypno going for one charge move. Do they have Fire Punch against you? It would be not ideal. They have Fire Punch still, so I won. You want to catch the next move on your Ampharos? No, you're going to go straight for the Iron Head here. As we will see that the Ampharos going to farm down. And oh, this is horrible. You will lose this match. There's nothing that you can do here. The final match here. This thing, sadly, here, Thunder Punch would have been definitely better, but also I don't think you would have won with it. But still, thanks for giving us some gameplay with the Shadow Ampharos. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.